Hello and welcome back to Today in the NBA, where I'm going to be recapping some of the games from the last 3 days. Now to start off, we have the Detroit Pistons versus the Houston Rockets. For the Pistons, Jalen Duren was really good for them. He had 23 points on 10 of 14 shooting, along with 10 boards, playing some great defense. He was amazing defending the pick and roll and protecting the rim inside. Now Jaden Ivey was also really good with 22 points and 10 assists, shooting 9 for 15 from the field. He was great outside defending the perimeter, while also being a great passer and a great playmaker. Ausar Thompson was also pretty solid. 6 for 13, 8 boards, 6 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks, 12 points. He was filling up the stat sheet. He played really well, also playing some solid defense. This Detroit Pistons Summer League team is actually looking quite good. Next up, we have the Houston Rockets. Now for the Rockets, Cam Whitmore was really good for them this game. 9 for 16 from the field and 3 of 7 from 3. Didn't really do much else, only 1 board and 2 assists. He had 21 points. He was really solid this game. He was scoring well, and I liked how well he was playing off-board. He had some nice plays where he cut to the basket for an easy dunk, and he was relocating well off of the ball. Tari Eason was also really good. 12 for 25. He did take a lot of shots, but he did score 26 points. 9 boards, 3 assists, 2 steals and 2 blocks, while also playing some really good defense. Tari Eason is looking like he's going to be an incredible defensive player later on in his career. Now the big star of the show was Jabari Smith Jr., who had an incredible 38 points. He also had 7 boards and 6 assists, shooting 13 for 25 from the field and 3 of 10 from 3, 9 of 10 from the line. Towards the end of this game, when Jabari really started hitting his shots, he looked unstoppable. To start off the game, he was a little bit slow. He was sort of struggling to put the ball in the hoop, but towards the end of the game, he just went off. Lighting up from outside, pump faking, getting into his mid-range shot, and post-ups with a jab step. Didn't really matter what he was doing. It didn't really look like the Pistons could stop him. And of course, he hit that incredible game winner. Now the reason why I wanted to go over this game was because it was so nice seeing so many sophomores and rookies really shine, along with, of course, it being a great game to watch, coming right down to the end with that Jabari Smith game winner. Now next up, we have the San Antonio Spurs versus the Portland Trail Blazers. In this game for the Spurs, Dominique Barlow looked really good with 17 points and 6 boards. He was an alright rim protector, but that is definitely something he needs to work on. Blake Wesley and Sidi Sissoko were both pretty good, but the real star was Victor Wembanyama. 9 for 14 from the field, 2 of 4 from 3, 7 and 12 from the line. 27 points to go along with 12 boards and 3 blocks. Wembanyama definitely wasn't passing the ball as much this game, but he was scoring in bunches. He definitely looked unstoppable, hitting some tough fadeaways, some nice threes. He was getting to the line well. He didn't really convert at the line how I wanted him to, but still, that's definitely something we know he is capable of. After his first Summer League game where he did struggle a little bit, it was so nice just to see Victor Wembanyama come out and be the dominant player that we all know that he can be. Now for the Blazers, they were alright. Sadly, Scoot Henderson wasn't playing though, as he was injured in the game prior. Overall, I decided to cover this game because of what Victor Wembanyama did and how he bounced back. Now I think he is unfortunately shut down for the rest of the Summer League, but still, in the 2 games that we saw him, we saw 2 different versions of him, both of which I think are going to be pretty good at the NBA level. Now next up, we had the Minnesota Timberwolves versus the Utah Jazz. For the Timberwolves, Leonard Miller looked really good. 7 for 15 from the field and 2 of 4 from 3. He got 5 boards, 2 assists and 3 steals, 20 points. He's looked really good this Summer League, being a great rebounder off the basketball, while also showing that he can definitely shoot it. Along with that, he's also been a very solid defender, someone who is going to be able to come into the NBA and make an immediate impact. Now for the Utah Jazz, we have Johnny Juzang, 10 for 14 from the field, 26 points. He's looked solid. Micah Potter, 12 boards, but now the real star of the show, Keyonte George. 9 for 15 from the field, 7 assists, 26 points. Keyonte George has looked like an amazing player this Summer League, someone that I think has all-star potential at the NBA level. I wasn't that high on Keyonte George when he was coming out of Baylor, as some of my previous videos have probably shown, but still, I definitely think he could be an all-star from what we've seen in Summer League. Overall, I decided to cover this game because of Keontae George. I just wanted to get something in about him. I love him as a player, and I'm definitely going to continue to cover what he's going on. Probably will make a video in the future talking about what I can see his ceiling as. And now for the final game that I'm going to be covering is the Portland Trail Blazers versus the Charlotte Hornets. Now again, sadly for this game, Scoot Henderson wasn't playing as he is injured. Jabari Walker, 10 points, 6 boards. He's looked really good this summer league. I definitely think that he was a great pick last year and he will be receiving increased minutes in the rotation next year. Chris Murray, 19 points, 7 boards, shooting it really well. I also think he's going to be getting some good minutes in Portland's rotation next year as a great shooter. Shaedon Sharpe, 8 for 17 from the field, 26 points. He is looking pretty good in the last few games, but in Summer League as a whole, he has struggled a little bit. Now for the Charlotte Hornets, this is where it gets interesting. Kai Jones, 13 points on 6 of 7 from the field. Kai Jones is someone that maybe could get minutes next year, maybe receiving some minutes as a third string centre behind Mark Williams and Nick Richards. James Bouknight, 2 points. I don't think he's going to be playing for the Hornets next year. I honestly think he'll be out of the league soon if I'm being serious. Now for the real stars though, Brandon Miller and Nick Smith. Brandon Miller, 26 points, 6 boards, 2 assists, 2 blocks on 53.3% from the field and 50% from 3. This is Brandon Miller's first game where he's actually looked really good. He was playing some solid defense. He still did rack up 5 fouls though, which is definitely worrying. But still, I think he probably could be a better defender than what he is showing in Summer League. The real star though is Nick Smith, 13 for 20 from the field, 4 of 5 from 3, 3 of 4 from the line, 4 boards, 3 assists, 33 points. Nick Smith had a really good game. He was getting to his spots, getting to his floater, getting to his mid-range game, while also moving pretty well off ball. I definitely think that next year for the Hornets, Nick Smith will probably be the first guard to come off the bench. Anyway, I decided to cover this game because of what Brandon Miller and Nick Smith did, both showing out, and Brandon Miller showing that he can be more than what he has shown in the Summer League so far. Anyway, that does it for today's video. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in the next one.